If you're wanting a mushroom brown hair color, I think I came up with the perfect formulation. Keep watching to see what colors I mix together to create this beautiful look.
Okay, so when my client had set up this appointment, she said that she wanted to go darker. And so I grabbed a few things thinking that maybe that meant she wanted to go like darker to her natural color. Well, after talking to her a little bit, she said that in a year from now, she wants to go like brighter blonde again. So I told her that I wouldn't recommend going like darker like her natural color, which is like a level 3 or so, because that's only 6 months of, or 6 inches of grow out a year from now, you know, on average. And so by the time her hair grows out, 6 inches would just be like down to here. And then all of this is still gonna have that old blonde that had been there that we colored darker over. So we're gonna have to lighten all of this up, and this has already really been heavily bleached. So I told her I wouldn't recommend going too dark if we're gonna relighten that up, because it will be too damaging on her hair. So today we're just going to go probably like a level 6, 7 dark. That way when she wants to go lighter again, it will be a lot easier of a transition.
This is what I'm using to tone her down. I'm using mostly ashy colors and then just a little bit of that 5N just to kind of balance the tones, because I will say that this is my new favorite line to do a root shadow with, because it really kicks out the brass. But that 612, if it overtones, it goes really, really blue. So adding that neutral will just kind of balance it out a little bit. I'm applying this darker shade to blend with her roots, and I'm just applying this basically right where the line of demarcation is, and I'm just swiping it through her mid shaft, not going down too far. One thing that she said she doesn't really care about is having like brighter around the face. So I'm not really paying too close of attention to making sure that she has more of a grown out money piece look. However, I am kind of angling the darker color down a little bit further in the crown area. Here you can see a little bit better how I'm dropping the color down a little bit further in the back. That way she will have a slightly brighter appearance towards the front, but it's not going to be like a definite money piece where it's like right up at the forehead. We're just going to preserve a little bit of that brightness a little bit more around the face. After I apply the color at the roots, I'm going to go through with my comb and blend the color down through her ends. It's not going to go all the way down through her ends, but it's just going to kind of melt the color through the mid shaft. This is just going to help the color have a nicer blend. I really hate when I see a root shadow and somebody just applies it really harshly at the roots and then they don't like blend the color down. I feel like a root shadow is to be really, really soft, just kind of really diffuse the line and blend the tones together. So I go through, make sure you comb it through the ends. Don't use too fine of a comb because that's going to actually strip the color. But if you use something in a little bit more of a wide tooth, that's going to help melt the colors together without pulling the color off of the actual hair. And then once I drag the color down and melt it together, I always like to go through and just take larger panels and bring the color down quite a bit further through the ends. This is just going to create nice ribbons throughout the hair for added dimension. This is the formulation that I'm using for her lightest shade. Again, I'm just using a little bit of the 5N because I want to add that depth into there. However, I don't want to go too dark, and I do need to add a little bit of neutral so it doesn't grab too blue, too ashy, too gray. We just want it nice and cool. I just applied her ends at the shampoo bowl and she sat for about 10 minutes or so, but look how ashy that looks. I can already tell when I can see how ashy that her hair is grabbing. It's gonna be so pretty. Here's the finished result. Her hair looks so pretty. I love how cool it looks, but it doesn't look overtoned. It has a nice color to it without appearing too ashy and too drab. Here's her hair when we took a picture outside. It still looks really, really pretty. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe.